focused on my calling than I was with my siblings. So something the Lord has been teaching me is just being so focused on the dreams, but the dreams will be fulfilled with time and with Him as I serve my siblings. And just like in Genesis 48 with Ephraim and Manasseh has really impacted my life because that was the moment and the first time in history where God showed the anointing and the blessing being passed on to the second born instead of the first. And that really opened my eyes to how even me being the oldest and me having an awesome calling, what I'm going to accomplish and my dreams are huge and they're big and what I want to do, but I can be a platform, I can just be a stepping stone and climb as high as I can and be just a launching pad for the next generation that is right in my home and to build them before I leave and before just to equip them to become leaders and not just followers ever.
It's so, I feel like it's so important to be super intentional with your words and with your time, especially, I mean, in every relationship, but especially with your siblings. The ones that you pour and give to the most are the ones that are going to grow. I remember so many times Hannah bringing me to hang out with all of her friends and just how much that built my self-confidence and how all of her friends accepted me and wanted me to come hang out with them. And it just, I can remember just that feeling that gave me, that just the acceptance. I have always wanted to do that for my younger siblings as well, because truly the older siblings have the power to either make or break their younger siblings. I can remember, I mean, we all fight. We've all had fights. We're not perfect, but I can remember the times when Hannah has lifted me up and poured into me the most. I can remember just how different a person I would be if she hadn't have done that.
And I could see in her light up when I would encourage her or even just say something kind. You know, it was amazing to see how your words impacted your siblings. And that's something that I didn't always realize, but Dad sat down with Bethany and I one night. We were so mad at each other one night, and Dad walks in on me, and I'm like choking Bethany, literally, like. He's like, oh my, and like just breaks this apart and sits down, and he starts crying, and
we
was
were like
what?
Immediately we were just like, Dad,
this was serious. Dad's crying.
Like he's not mad at us. Like he was, I mean, obviously upset because he's bawling.
And we were like, whoa. And so that is kind of where he spoke that vision of sibling relationship versus versus sibling rivalry. Instead of the rivalry, he talked about how to build that relationship and shared about how hurt he had been by his siblings, how he had hurt them, and how God has been mending them over the course of their lives, but he just taught us how to mend on a daily basis. And so that was huge. I realized, okay, I have a lot of power here. I could really hurt her, or I could really make her something wonderful too. And so I didn't always, a lot of times I failed, but I really did try to remember that, with Bethany and with my other siblings to build them up and to say kind and encouraging things and just to hang out with them because they felt so special whenever I would just, hey, come with me. I'm going to run this quick errand. Why don't you come along? And hey, Bethany, all my friends want to see you. They loved it when you came over the other night and played games with us. So will you come again? And she's like, okay, I guess so. And it's wonderful because then you grow up having this richness in relationship, which is
and
so
you have
lacking.
A foundation. Yeah. And I feel like so many times as siblings grow up, they're, so many of my friends are like, yeah, we're just not close.
We don't really talk.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, and I think now we have so much of a foundation to continue to build. And now that we're all getting older, we even have more and more things in common, and it's just we already have that to build upon, and it's just it's so special. I can honestly say that my sisters are and will always be my best friends. I have no relationships on the planet like my sisters.